Thank you very much, Professor Butter, for your introduce. For this occasion, I think I should say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jinhua Sun from State Key Laboratory of Fire Science, USTC. Many thanks IAFSS for giving me the opportunity to do this lecture. I'm really much honored. The title of my lecture is Progress on the Research of Fire Behavior and Fire Protection of Lithium-ion Batteries. Today, my lecture is divided into 6 parts. The first is the background. As you know, due to the high energy density and long cycle life, the lithium-ion batteries have been widely used in our life, such as the consumer electronics, electric vehicle, and energy storage system, and they provide convenient energy source for our life. In the future, the number of lithium-ion batteries are increasing rapidly, no matter in China or other countries. For example, in China, the sale of the fuel vehicle will be prohibited around in 2035, and the new energy vehicle completely is our goal. And in 2019 in China, the power of the electrochemical energy storage system is 1.6 gigawatt, and it is expected to reach 19 gigawatt in 2003. However, due to the high energy density, the fire and explosion accidents caused by lithium-ion battery thermal runaway are reported frequently. These photos are the 5 pictures of cell phone, laptop, and electric bike. And these dangerous fire accidents often happen around us. Especially in the recent 5 to 10 years, the electric vehicle and energy storage system are booming all over the world. The fire accidents of lithium-ion battery are becoming more and more frequently. The scale and hazard of the fire accidents are increasing at the same time. These 2 videos are the electrochemical energy storage fire and the electric vehicle fire. It threatens the people's life and property safety, and the health development of chemical energy storage and automotive industries. Next, I will introduce that. Why do lithium-ion batteries catch fire? We know that the lithium-ion battery is mainly composed of 4 components: cathode, anode, electrolyte, and separator. The common cathode materials include lithium cobalt oxides, lithium-ion phosphate, nickel, cobalt, manganese, ternary materials. They are mainly the metal oxides with oxidability. The anode materials include graphite, carbon silicon materials, and so on. The electrolyte include EC, PC, DEC, and so on. The common separators are PE and PP. As we can see, they are oxidants and reductants in the battery. Then the cell is charged with a large amount of electric energy. It becomes an unstable system and easy to fall into thermal runaway and fire. In order to level the thermal runaway incubation mechanism of lithium-ion batteries and answer the question about why lithium-ion batteries catch fire, we have systematically studied the thermal runaway decomposition reactions of ferrobatteries materials and the characteristics of the coupling reaction between different materials. Finally, we studied the decomposition reaction characteristics of different lithium salts and electrolytes. We quantified the heat generation of electrolytes with different kind and concentration of lithium salt. Furthermore, we analyzed the reaction characteristics and thermal stability of cathode and electrolyte mixture. Common cathode materials such as lithium cobalt oxide, lithium manganate, and ternary materials were studied, and the influence of state of the charge was discussed. We found that the reaction of cathode and electrolyte mixture releases a large amount of the heat, and the thermal stability decreases with the increasing of the state of the charge. After understanding the relationship between the thermal stability and the states of charge of the cathode and electrolyte system, how about the anode and electrolyte system? Through the research, we found that the initial exothermic reaction is about the decomposition of the solid-state electrolyte interface film from 90 to 112 degrees C. And then, in the high temperature stage, the anode materials react with the electrolyte and release heat. Due to the superposition of multiple reactions, it is hard to distinguish each reaction and its thermal contribution. Finally, we study the overall reaction characteristics of the fuel cell system, as shown in the figure on the left. The reactions are very complicated with both exothermic and endothermic process. How to decouple the whole reaction to obtain the characteristics of each step-by-step reaction and determine the main control reaction is the key to reviewing the thermal runaway mechanism of lithium-ion battery. Based on the previous study about the reaction characteristics and by combining the GC-mass analysis and the deconvolution method, we can decouple the every completed total reaction into 10 step-by-step process from A to G. From the 10 reactions, it is not difficult to find that the decomposition of electrolyte and the reaction between the cathode and the electrolyte generate a lot of heat, which are the main control reactions of thermal runaway. However, all these reactions, even the first reaction, SEI film decomposition, its target temperature is still about 90 degrees C. That is higher than the operating temperature of lithium-ion battery system. So where does the heat come from to target the chemical reaction? In order to figure out this problem, the ARC calorimeter and the battery cycle are coupled to investigate the heat generation of lithium-ion battery under different charging, discharging rate, and overcharging, and each part of the heat is quantified. If the heat generation during the cycle cannot be taken away in time, it will hit the battery system and induce thermal runaway. According to the above investigations, we have figured out the possible chemical reaction and heat generation of different SOC cells. Based on the results, we can draw the process and the mechanism of the thermal runaway of lithium-ion battery, as shown in the figure, based on the heat of physical chemical processes during cycling Under the heat of a chemical reaction during some runaway process, we can establish a thermoelectric runaway model for lithium-ion battery. In the following sessions, I will introduce the 5 behavior and heat release of a single cell. In order to investigate the 5 features of different type batteries, we designed a large-scale platform for lithium-ion battery 5 following the ISO 9705 standard. This platform can record the combustion phenomena of lithium-ion battery, the surface and ambient temperature variation, mass loss, heat release rate, and so on. Applying this platform, we investigated the combustion behavior of various capacity from 10 to 312 amp-hour and various kinds of battery and different SOC. The influence mechanism of SOC on the 5 behavior is revealed. These 4 videos are the combustion video of the full-charged lithium-ion phosphate battery, and their capacity are 10 and 200 amp-hour. Combine the measurement on the temperature, heat release rate, and gas products. We can find the special phenomena of battery 5 and some common law at the same time. Setting the full-charged 50 amp-hour LFP battery 5 as an example, it has 3 jet frames. For the frame behavior of large-scale battery, it changes with SOC, and the main process can be divided into 6 or 7 stages. The first stage is the expansion of the battery, and the second stage is the first jet frame. The third stage is a stable combustion. The fourth stage is the second jet frame. The fifth stage is the second stable combustion. The sixth stage is the third jet frame, but the third jet frame only occurs under the relative high SOC. The seventh stage is abatement and extinguishment stage. This slide shows the combustion feature of the 50 amp-hour LFP battery and different SOCs. The results show that when the SOC changes, the number of the peak of the heat release rate is also different. With the increasing of SOC, the total heat release and the peak heat release rate are higher, where the combustion duration becomes short. The fire of lithium-ion battery occurs in the gas phase. So what is the combustible materials of the fire? Gorokov investigated the flammable gas generation of the lithium-ion batteries with different cathode during some runaway using the gas chromatograph coupled with ARC. The result shows that all kinds of cells generate a large amount of hydrogen, as well methane, ethylene, and other flammable gases. The value ratio of the hydrogen is similar for different SOC cells, about 30%. In fact, the fuels of the battery 5 are much more than the gas as shown above. Friends and our group revealed that during the summer runaway stage of lithium-ion battery, in addition to hydrogen, C2H4, and other flammable gases, There are a large amount of DMC and EC solvents, taking up about 60% of the whole gases. The hydrogen and other hydrogen carbons make up 20 to 25%. The future of the gas flame of lithium-ion battery, such as heat release rate, the peak heat release rate and the total heat release, depending on the release rate and amount of these flame gases. To investigate the peak value of the heat release rate and the total heat release of different SOC cells, we measured the heat release features of different kinds of cells and different SOCs when they combusted. As the SOC decreases, the total heat release decreases almost linearly. LIBS also investigates the peak heat release rate of different SOC cells and compare it with common flammable materials. The result shows that the peak heat release rate of the full charged cell is much larger than the fuel oils and PMMA, and just a little lower than gasoline. Finally, we evaluated the phi risk of lithium-ion battery based on the peak value of heat release rate and the critical ambient temperature of some runway. The right figure is the grading matrix on the phi hazards of lithium-ion battery. The phi risk can be divided into 4 levels: extremely dangerous, dangerous, middle dangerous, minor dangerous. Next, I will introduce the phi spreading with the battery module. To investigate the some runway propagation with the battery module, we established a full-scale test platform. The size is equivalent to the real energy storage system and shown here. The battery pack is the real pack from energy storage system. We can conduct some runway propagation test for all kinds of battery module. We conducted a series of some runway propagation tests of the modules with different capacity and SOCs. The left side are the experiment diagram of the pneumatic and cylindrical battery modules, respectively, and the right side are the photo of the phi. This video is some runway propagation phenomena within a prismatic battery module. The right figure is the temperature curves of the front and back surface of the battery in the module during the some runway propagation process. As we can see, the propagation time between the adjacent batteries becomes shorter and shorter, indicating that the phi spreading process is accelerating. According to the temperature distribution in the battery module during the some runway propagation process, we also measured the total heat flow and radiation heat flow. Then we can analyze the propagation process, heat transfer behavior, and the dominant heat transfer path within the module when the phi power and gaps change. The result shows For the prismatic battery, when the gap between the two adjacent cells is larger than 2 mm, then the dominant heat transfer model will change from conduction to radiation. Feng from Jinhua University also conducted a systematic study on the summer runaway propagation behavior within the battery module. The results show when in the open access, the main heat transfer path between two cells is the conduction, where the frame radiation is little impact on the summer runaway spreading. In Feng's study, about 12% of the total heat release in the summer runaway of a battery is enough to target the adjacent cell to summer runaway. However, if the module's combustion occurs in a confined space such as a battery pack, then the searing jet flame will hit the surrounding cells directly, and the flame will absolutely accelerate the propagation of summer runaway with the module. We can analyze the heat generation of one cell in the module, such as chemical reaction heat and electric energy release. The heat dissipation can also be calculated, including the heat exchange with the surroundings. Based on the Frank-Kaminsky model, coupled with the summer runaway criticality of lithium-ion battery that is investigated previously, we can set up the summer runaway propagation model of the battery module. After knowing the summer runaway criticality of each cell and the propagation model of the battery module, we can calculate the propagation speed of summer runaway as shown in result. The model agrees well with the experiment. Next, I will introduce the fire safety promotion of lithium-ion battery. In order to ensure the full life cycle safety of lithium-ion batteries during their production and application, we proposed an idea of 3 defense lines. They are intrinsic safety, process safety, and fire safety. The first defense line is on the aspect of battery design. Developing flame retardant and non-flammable battery materials can realize intrinsic safety and reduce the probability of fire. The second defense line is to develop multi-single fused battery fire prediction and early warning technology. To realize early detection and timely disposal, it is the key to ensure the process safety. In case the fire still occurs and develops, we need to develop efficient fire extinguishing engine and method without resurgence to prevent the expansion of the fire accidents. This is the third defense line. For the aspect of the intrinsic safety of lithium-ion battery, we systematically study the influence of flame retardant additives including TPP, CDP, IPPP, and compost additive on the electrochemical performance and thermal stability of electrolyte, cathode, anode, and fuel cell. We developed non-flammable electrolyte, showed high Coulombic efficiency and stable electrochemical performance, and a good safety performance. In order to effectively prevent the phi propagation between batteries and optimize the temperature distribution of battery module, we designed a sandwich structure composite barrier board with the effect of heat dissipation at room temperature and heat barrier at high temperature or on fire. The two outside layers of the composite barrier board are heat conducting shear with high thermal conductivity. An insulation panel is placed in the middle of the composite barrier board. Phase-change materials with a phase-change temperature at 45 degrees C were injected to the left and right side. The heat generation of charging and discharging during the normal work can be quickly dissipated if the battery temperature rises to 45 degrees C. The phase-changing materials can absorb a lot of heat to prevent the local temperature rise. In case the battery still caused a fire, the insulation panel can effectively block the heat transfer to prevent the propagation of thermal runaway. By applying the sandwich structure composite barrier board, it can not only optimize the temperature of a battery system, but also prevent the propagation of thermal runaway. It can be seen from the experiment result from the right figure. Thermal runaway propagation of the battery module is blocked. In terms of the battery phi prediction and early warning technology, we conducted the LIBS test of lithium-ion batteries with different type, size, and SOC. The LIBS test include overcharge, external short circuit, and heating. By measuring the temperature of outer surface and tables, the voltage, the internal resistance of battery, the released gas during thermal runaway, and combined with the battery structure and heat transfer model, we can select the optimized the characteristics parameter of different thermal runaway as early warning parameters. Based on this, we developed early warning technology for battery phi based on multi-parameter fusion, which can realize 3-level warning function for power lithium-ion battery and modules. The first warning level is to detect the hidden failures of the batteries and modules as soon as possible, and carry out safe disposal. The second level is early warning before the thermal runaway of lithium-ion batteries, and to ensure that people have enough time to escape. The third level is the fire alarming and fire extinguish to ensure efficient fire extinguishing at the first time. In terms of the fire extinguishing of batteries and modules, we used different fire extinguish agents to conduct a a large number of experiments on the fire of single batteries and battery modules. From the results, we obtained the effectiveness and mechanism of different fire extinguish agents on the single battery or battery module fires. It should be pointed out here that although water is a very effective and widely used extinguish agent, water cannot only extinguish the battery fire quickly, but also cool the battery very well. However, if the output voltage of lithium-ion battery modules is high, it is more dangerous to use water to extinguish the fire, and it is easy to from the external short circuit of the module to cause the fire. From the fire extinguishing experiments, we can find that quickly spraying large amount of conventional gas extinguishing agents can extinguish the gas phase flame, but the cooling effect is poor. The battery temperature quickly rose to about 500 degrees C again, and it was easy to reignition. For this difficult, through a large number of experimental studies, an environmentally friendly fire extinguishing agent NOVA 1230 with good fire extinguishing and cooling effect was selected. Furthermore, by considering the characteristics of lithium-ion battery with multiple jet frames and easy to ignite, we innovatively developed a high-effective fire extinguish and anti-resurgence technology, which is that at first rapid release the fire extinguishing agent, and then subsequently respected and slow release. The experiment showed that this technology can not only quickly put out the battery module fires, but also can effectively prevent the reigniting. The last part is about the summary and the prospect. Summary 1. The chemical reactions between the active materials and internal gel heat rays are the heat source of lithium-ion battery summer-runaway. The organic solvents and flammable gas product of side reactions are the main fuel of lithium-ion battery fire accidents. Phenomena of multiple jet flame is a special feature. 2. For battery module in close contact, heat conduction is the main source of heat for summer-runaway propagation. 12% of the total heat of the burned battery is transferred to the neighboring batteries. It will cause their summer-runaway. If the third defense line for the lithium-ion battery safety can be constructed from 3 levels that are: the first is to build intrinsic safety system to reduce the probability of battery fire. The second is to develop multi-level early warning technology with multi-single fusion to release early detection and timely dispersal of fire hazards. And the third is to develop high efficiency for fire extinguishing and anti-reignition technology to prevent the expansion of accident. Then, safety application of lithium-ion battery will be effectively. Prospect for the lithium-ion batteries fire safety. Although there are many research findings have been achieved, however, there are still many studies needed to do. For example, 1. The current research on the evaluation of the toxicity of battery fire smoke is not enough. 2. A large amount of batteries have reached the recycling stage. The fire hazards of aging batteries, the prevention and control of the risk during recycling process. 3. About the lithium-ion battery intrinsic safety, the current research is mainly focused on safety electrolytes, which is far from enough. It needs to be studied from the safety of the full battery materials system. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to issue a notice. The second International Symposium on Lithium Battery Fire Safety will be held in August this year at Hefei, China. Due to the COVID-19, the symposium will be held both virtual and on-site. Select paper will be published in Fire Technology and the Journal of Loss Prevention. We warmly welcome all of you to attend this lithium-ion battery fire safety symposium. Thank my team members, graduate students, and national or international colleagues for their contribution to this lecture. Thank you very much for your attention.